All right, let's kick this off. So what we're going to look at first is going to be S&P 500, ticker SPY, and we're going to look at the 15-minute chart and see what we're working with today. So the first thing we notice is we have a rejection point here back on April the 2nd. This was a prior day support. The low there was 516.48. So we're going to call that 516.50. We have our red line here for our now turned rejection point. So now this is our resistance because yesterday we blew past this level here in the market. So we've made 516.50 our rejection point, and we came down to 512.77-ish to form support yesterday before the market closed. So essentially we're looking for a pushback up into this 516.5 level and hope to get a rejection back down into this demand zone down here at 512. If we don't get that and we actually hold above 516.5, then we'll look for potential move to the upside. We do have this 20 SMA here, so we have to be careful with the 20 SMA. So that'll be hovering above us, so we got to be careful of that. But other than that, that is our analysis there. I would use 518 right where that SMA line is, and use that as the gauge to get out of the trade to the upside. So I really don't like too much upside potential until you get above 518, and then maybe take it up eventually to this support turned, or this resistance turned support up here at 520. Let's see. Let's check out the Qs. Let's check the Qs out. So Qs kind of the same thing. You can see back on April 2nd, we made the support zone here, lows of 438.20. So we'll call that 438. So we have our green line as well as our white hole number line. And we can watch price moved up next couple of days or past couple of days up here to this 460, well, this 446.95. So we'll call that 447. So let's place a white line up here for whole number purposes. And let's give it a red line for serving as a rejection point. So pretty much anything above 439, which is this demand zone. Slide this down a little bit. Actually, you know what? Since we have this 438, let's just use the 438 as a demand zone, since 438 was kind of the low here on 4.2, and now it's becoming a rejection point possibly today. So the main focus is on this 438, whether or not we break above or stay below. Again, if we break above, we can identify perhaps, let's see, maybe this, let's zoom out a little bit, go to the 30-minute. You know, let's just go with prior days support. Well, actually, support from 2 days ago. And that'll be around this 440.5 zone. So this was the last time that we found support, broke through it. So now if we do get upside momentum, we need to see if this acts as a resistance zone to come back and retest this support again, or if it's a consistent move to the upside to possibly get up to this 447. So that's to be seen, but what I really like would be the short off of 438 back down to 434.5. The next thing would be Tesla. Let's clean this chart up just a little bit. So what we had yesterday was a rejection off of 177, and we had a demand low down here at 168. 168 held pretty strong yesterday. If we check out the 15-minute chart and kind of zoom in on pre-market, we see that pre-market low here was held down here around the 168.5 level, held true in the market. Then we had another wick low, 815. That wick low was 169.17. So we have a lot of demand down here. I don't want to say that it looks bearish or feels bearish, but I will say that there's sort of this neckline here. If we concentrate on this high wick of yesterday, where we came down to reject at 9:45 yesterday on the 15-minute chart, we have 170.75 as the high. So 170.75, we could again call that 171 for a possible rejection point. If we go into the 1-minute chart right now, we see 171 is right here. So what we're going to do is draw another whole number line, white line right here, 171. Turn that white. All right, and if we look at pre-market lines, we already have our previous day pre-market line here set. This is a demand level from yesterday, and we have another demand zone here. So if we reject anything, if we open up below this 170, I would definitely say puts are automatically on the table, because we would be below two demand zones, and we would be looking to test yesterday's demand zones. And the only reason I would be interested in puts and retesting yesterday's demand zones is just because the market in itself is weak from the push down yesterday. We have more Fed speakers speaking today, and it really wouldn't be much of a thing to see Tesla kind of dip back down off of the weakness that it has had lately. So again, we'll still be cautious, but also this 173 zone is also the 20 EMA, so we have to be careful of that as well, and using that as a potential rejection point. The only other thing that I see here would be Apple, and Apple is actually kind of lining up with the 50% fib level from top to bottom, April 2nd, all the way up here to April 4th. So this lines up perfectly with the 78.6 retracement level, which puts it at essentially 169. So it's right there at the whole number level. A lot of the fibs, such as the 50%, that is at the 170.6 level, so the 170 level. The 38.2% is at the 170.5, and the 23% is at the 171. So a lot of this adds up to whole number correlations. The last time we were down here at this level we saw an increase move up on April the 3rd. And conveniently, we dropped down into this level yesterday before market closed. So pre-market moves, I would say if we can hold above this 170 level on Apple, this 50% retracement, this 170 level, if we can get above this, this would essentially put us above the open of yesterday, and see if Apple wants to trade above. If not, and we get a break below and we stay below this 170, I see us coming back down to this 78% level of retracement, which has acted as a strong level of demand even in pre-market. So it's kind of a tight range, but we'll see how that goes. So yeah, that's pretty much it. See, we have NVIDIA on here, but we're not really following too much of NVIDIA. I just kind of like to use them as a gauge for the market. But you see this rejection support level that was back on 4.2. If you notice a common theme about 4.2, there's a lot of action that happened on 4.2, and those levels are being retested today. So we have demand that was active on 4.2. We turned that red because, again, yesterday price broke through that level and turned it into resistance. So if anything, we're looking for a retest back up to this 876 level, and potentially come back down to 856, where we have yesterday's low and pre-market move. So 856 would be the low. I think it would probably make more sense to kind of go long off of that level, just because we all know it's not really the smartest move to try to short NVIDIA, especially with all the moves that it's been making lately. So take that at your own risk and your own discretion. But as for me, I wouldn't try to play anything long off of NVIDIA. XLE has had an excellent move. I would like to possibly get in a short position on this because it's been moving to the upside quite heavy. But that's not really a thing on my to-do list. But just keep in mind, XLE energy is at its all-time high, and anything below 97s, I would look for possible retracement back down to the 95s or the 93s. But again, the main watch for the day is going to be SPY. Is it going to hold, or is it going to reject the 515 level? So that'll be the watch. Pre-market levels, we can set that real quick. It's not a lot of pre-market action, but we do have this pre-market high up here, marked out with a yellow line. The main thing today is just to stay patient and not really get too heavily invested in moves, because we really don't know what's going to happen. The move yesterday caught a lot of people, or I believe everybody, by surprise. So the main thing is to be patient. Remember that we do have a demand level here. This is where price dropped yesterday. So we have no idea what price wants to do below this line. So I would say, if anything, if we do not get that rejection off of 517 or 518 during market hours, or during this open, I would be patient for a retest of this 512.75 area and look for a move back up to the upside. So that's pretty much it. We'll wrap it up and then come back later with a recap on the moves that were made and to see what happened. All right. Thanks for tuning in, and please like, share, subscribe, and comment. Peace out.